Weird details we learned about the Carpenters after 50 years. Karen Carpenter, one of the most beloved and talented vocalists of the 1970s, is best remembered for her mesmerizing voice and her pivotal role in the musical duo The Carpenters. Born on March 2, 1950, in New Haven, Connecticut, Karen was the daughter of Harold and Agnes Carpenter. The Carpenter family moved to Downey, California, when Karen was young, and it was here that she discovered her love for music. Along with her older brother Richard, who would become her musical partner, Karen formed the Carpenters, a group that would go on to capture the hearts of millions around the world with their soft pop sound. Karen's voice was her most distinctive gift, and she possessed a rare combination of warmth, clarity, and emotional depth. Her mezzo-soprano range was complemented by her impeccable sense of phrasing and the ability to convey complex emotions with ease. Songs like Close to You, We've Only Just Begun, Rainy Days and Mondays, and Superstar became iconic hits, defining the Carpenters' legacy and making Karen an international star. As the face and voice of the group, she helped craft the mellow and melodic sound that was so distinctively associated with the Carpenters throughout their career. The Carpenters, a beloved pop duo that became one of the most successful acts of the 1970s, are still remembered for their distinctive sound and Karen Carpenter's hauntingly beautiful voice. But after 50 years, many lesser-known, sometimes odd, and unexpected details about their lives and careers have surfaced, offering a deeper, often surprising look into their journey. From their early struggles to the behind-the-scenes challenges they faced, these revelations paint a fuller picture of the Carpenters' impact on music, culture, and their personal lives. Karen Carpenter was not only a gifted singer but also a highly skilled drummer. However, what many don't know is that she was known for her obsessive perfectionism, especially when it came to her drumming and vocals. She would often spend countless hours perfecting every note, which sometimes led to tension within the group. Her drive for perfectionism extended beyond music. Her desire to create flawless performances often came at the cost of her health and mental well-being, which was exacerbated by her struggle with anorexia nervosa. This intense focus on being perfect in every aspect of her life fueled the pressures she faced. Richard Carpenter, Karen's brother and musical partner, was not just a talented keyboardist but a true musical visionary. However, Richard's role within the duo wasn't just about being a musician. He was also the producer and driving force behind many of their most famous arrangements. His meticulous attention to detail, combined with his classical training, resulted in their signature sound, lush orchestration paired with tight pop melodies. But Richard's dominant presence in the studio was sometimes difficult for Karen, as he could be very controlling, especially when it came to decisions about their music. Despite their sibling bond, this dynamic created some tension, with Karen occasionally feeling like her own creative input was stifled. One of the most heartbreaking and tragic aspects of Karen Carpenter's life was her battle with anorexia nervosa, which was not publicly known until after her death. In the 1970s, anorexia wasn't as widely recognized or discussed as it is today, and the pressure to maintain a certain body image in the music industry exacerbated Karen's mental health struggles. Her weight loss was often seen as a matter of concern by her family and friends, but it wasn't until later that it became clear how serious her condition had become. Tragically, this battle was a major factor in Karen's untimely death at the age of 32 in 1983, just as she was starting to get treatment. Her death helped bring awareness to eating disorders, but it was a somber reminder of the cost of fame and societal expectations. Much of the Carpenters' public image was carefully crafted, with a look that was as wholesome and all-American as their sound. This image was heavily influenced by their mother, Agnes Carpenter, who was deeply involved in her children's careers from an early age. Agnes pushed for the duo to maintain an image of modesty and cleanliness, insisting that they stay away from any scandalous behavior that might tarnish their reputation. This focus on wholesome presentation extended to their wardrobe, with the Carpenters often appearing in conservative, matching outfits, reflecting the clean-cut image they were striving for. However, the pressure of maintaining such an image, especially during times of personal struggle, was a constant source of tension for Karen. Karen Carpenter's voice has often been described as pure and evocative, with a melancholy quality that still resonates with listeners today. Yet, her influence on popular music goes far beyond her iconic voice. The Carpenters' music, particularly their ballads like "We've Only Just Begun" and "Close to You," have been covered by countless artists, and their influence can be heard in the work of artists ranging from contemporary pop singers to alt-country bands. The Karen Carpenter effect is still felt, with her vocal style being studied and admired. Interestingly, Karen's soft, almost fragile delivery in her music often contrasted with the larger-than-life pop stars of the era, making her stand out as an artist who was deeply human in her vulnerability. Despite their early success and global popularity, the Carpenters' story ended in tragedy, and much of their legacy has been clouded by Karen's untimely death. However, over time, it's become clear just how much their music means to subsequent generations. The Carpenters' sound continues to resonate with people around the world. Karen's voice remains iconic, and Richard has made efforts to keep the Carpenters' music alive through live performances and remastering old albums. The duo's contributions to music are often cited as influential, and their songs continue to be included in various pop culture moments, from commercials to films, solidifying their place in music history. What many might not know is how deeply the Carpenters struggled with loneliness and isolation in their personal lives. Despite their immense fame, both Karen and Richard faced significant emotional and psychological challenges. Karen, particularly, felt the weight of her own health issues and the pressure of constantly being in the public eye. Richard struggled with his own insecurities and the challenges of managing both his musical career and his role as a family member. These hidden struggles are often overlooked when discussing the Carpenters, but they speak to the complexity of their lives, far beyond the public image they cultivated. Richard Carpenter's production techniques were groundbreaking, and he was one of the first musicians to embrace the possibilities of multi-track recording. His skill in blending orchestral arrangements with pop music helped define the soft rock genre of the 1970s. In addition, he used advanced studio technology to create intricate arrangements that became the hallmark of the Carpenters' sound. This innovative approach to music production influenced many future generations of producers, and Richard Carpenter's influence can still be heard in modern music production. In the decades since the Carpenters' peak in popularity, new layers of understanding about their personal and professional lives have emerged. These weird details show that beneath the perfect harmonies and wholesome image, the Carpenters led complicated, sometimes tragic lives. Their music remains timeless, but it is the human stories behind the songs that continue to resonate with fans around the world. 50 years later, the Carpenters are not just remembered for their music. They are remembered for their enduring impact on culture, their personal struggles, and their unshakable legacy in the music world. Karen's health deteriorated rapidly in the early 1980s. After years of struggling with her condition, she was admitted to a hospital in 1983, where she died on February 4, 1983, at the age of 32. Her untimely death shocked the world and left an indelible mark on the music industry. The Carpenters' music, however, continues to live on, and Karen's voice remains an enduring testament to her incredible talent and artistry. Karen Carpenter's legacy goes beyond her music. She is remembered for her vulnerability, her strength, and her ability to create a musical connection that transcended generations. Her impact on the world of pop music cannot be overstated, and she remains a symbol of both the beauty and the fragility of fame. Karen Carpenter's untimely passing, though deeply tragic, solidified her place as an icon in music history. Her songs continue to touch listeners worldwide, and her memory is celebrated by fans and artists alike. Karen Carpenter may have left this world too soon, but her voice lives on, timeless and irreplaceable.